Hey guys, what's going on? Nananki here, bringing you another Team Fortress 2 gameplay commentary. Today I was playing some Spy on Gold Rush, as you can plainly see, and I had something occur to me while I was playing. When you are playing Spy, it doesn't so much matter how good your opposition is, it matters how spy-aware they are. Like, right there, I was very sentry unaware. I jumped right over the thing and didn't even notice it, but the Pyro there just took it out. He was medic supported. The Heavy standing on the cart, I don't know what he was up to. And that kind of brings me to the main thrust of this commentary, which is there are several ways you can make yourself a very easy target for spies. For example, if you hit a spy one time and he dies, odds are very good he is dead ringered out of there. And you've got to go and figure out where he went, or at least be aware that he's probably headed to your back line. Another thing you can do as a medic is never take your eyes off your heavy. That means you're not watching your back. When you're healing your heavy, the best thing you can do is watch yours and his back so you can call out spies. Granted, if you've got the heal beam on your heavy, you can't really do anything about the spies directly, but just calling them out for the heavy to turn around and deal with them is usually sufficient. Of course, he was in the middle of a firefight, so he couldn't have really done anything at that particular moment. And I love the sniper off to the left there, utterly unaware of the NG being killed directly next to him and his stuff being sapped, and I didn't even get to kill him. He was killed by a medic with a Crusader's crossbow. Yeah, when the sniper's getting sniped by a medic, I don't have much confidence in the team. And random sticky there, I thought I might be in trouble, but he looked away. I don't know where that sticky was, or who that sticky was intended for, but it certainly wasn't me. And I thought for sure I had that guy with a headshot, but nope, I shot just a hair too soon. So it goes to show you, you gotta have not just good aim, but good timing. Having the cursor in the right place at the wrong time is just as useless as having it in the wrong place at the right time. So at the beginning of the next round, I noticed there were more than a couple of pyros standing outside the gate, and I couldn't really go out this way because I didn't want to be lit on fire and made entirely obvious. Because of course, if you're on fire, you're really not fooling anyone as a spy, especially if you're on fire while cloaked. You stand out like a sore thumb, and it makes everyone very, very abundantly aware of your existence. And at that point, hopefully, if they have any kind of sense, they will watch their backs a little bit better. So after I managed to get away from the pyros and rotate all the way around to essentially the direction the red team would be coming from, if I was a legitimate pyro, I happen upon three people who really are not paying attention. My favorite one is the last one, because guy was not even looking in my direction. That's one of those awful side stabs that if you happen to be looking at the spy, you still aren't safe, you still get stabbed. Of course, people tell me all the time, there's no such thing as face stabs in Team Fortress 2. Anytime you see a face stab, it was just a side stab. You know what? I think this is a face stab. I don't think you can call it anything else. I'm standing directly in front of the heavy. I'm not even moving. I'm not even trying to look around the sides, like where, you kind of aim sideways and it counts as a side stab as if you, reached over the heavy shoulder with the knife. No, that's just not the case. There's obviously still problems in the code. And I think anybody who's played Team Fortress 2 for any amount of time has experienced looking at a spy stabbing you in the face. And of course my luck does not last forever. I have to get lit up at some point, but rather than trying to pick up the health pack for a mere 6 health, I'll leave that for teammates who actually need it. Pick up the tiny health pack and a little bit more cloak, so when I move in here I am actually prepared to cloak away should the situation require it. And I see a lot of people fighting at the entrance of this tunnel here. Blues and reds all mixed up equally on the scoreboard. I think that was the same pyro as last time, the poor guy. He keeps being in the wrong place at the wrong time. Or, in my case, the right place at the right time. Sometimes you just get lucky. Like that time, I did not. I saw the NG coming by me, I thought, oh, his back's going to be available, but I didn't really angle it very well. And speaking of getting unlucky, I uncloaked right in front of their spawn, but I thought there was nobody there. There was somebody there. They must have been coming out of the door the very instant after I walked by, because I did not even hear the door open. So somebody on their team decided, hey, Spy seems like it's pretty effective here. I'm going to switch over to Spy. So our team suddenly had a Spy to deal with. Luckily, though, dead ringer, cart pushing, round over. And this guy in the corner, I didn't even want to kill him. I'm not really interested in killing people in overtime, but I am always happy to, blow up sentry guns and stuff. For some reason, the machines bother me, the people don't, but I'm not going to let them stab me in the face either. So I mentioned that medics need to watch their heal targets' backs and their own backs while they're healing, since you don't really need to look at the heal beam to have it be effective. Once you've got it on your target, you can look wherever you need to. Snipers have a much more difficult proposition, because if you're going to be looking down the scope, you have to leave your back open for certain periods of time. Even if you check behind your back in between every snipe, you've still got periods of time during which you're vulnerable. And the same kind of rule applies to NGs. And I totally underestimated this guy's capabilities because he missed me so bad with the rockets. Not to interrupt myself, but after missing me with all the rockets, I thought, I could probably get this guy with the ambassador, and then he finished me off with a shotgun very effectively, and there were so many people moving in just there. There were so many red guys, I did not want to try to push the issue, especially with decloaking as close to them as I did. I was pretty sure the medic could have heard me. If I moved in on him with him having heard me, he would have ideally warned the heavy and so forth. So I just moved up top to go to try to take out that sentry gun that was up there on the right-hand side that the Uber just took out, the Uber Pyro. And I moved in to try to kill the soldier if he pressured the medic anymore, but the Pyro took care of him. So what do I see on the corner? A big pile of sentries. And amazingly enough, the one guy did not hit me with his Wrangler, but the other NG did hit me with his wrench, which brings me to the most important class, I think, when it comes to spy awareness, Engineer. More so than any other class, Spy and NG are like the eternal struggle, because of course the sappers are the one-button click solution to the NG stuff, and I had the gun out in case he had turned around, but he never did, and that's the main problem with being spy aware as an engineer. You've got to check your back while you're just banging away upgrading stuff, and if you're fighting a spy who's sapped your stuff, do not stand still. If you stay stationary, it becomes extremely easy to get precise shots on you, and it makes it very, very difficult for you to get away. That is, of course, one of the biggest problems with trying to set up ahead of the current front line, like anticipating the enemy advancing, is if your team is not around you to support you, you really will be by yourself fighting spies, even if there are apparently 3 NGs together. If none of you pay attention and none of you watch your backs, it becomes exceedingly easy to pick on you as a spy. I saw that shadow there, and it was another spy on my team. I was like, by the time I saw the shadow, if he had been an enemy, I'd have been so dead. And there you go again. You can't stand still. Always be moving. Always be watching your back. You know, even if you can't watch your back in a particular moment, like right here, you're fighting the people in front of you, and I could have gotten another stab there, but I was more concerned with the sniper for some reason. Maybe because I just can't stand him. I do like killing the snipers. At the same time, it really doesn't pay to be greedy, especially when you're getting a chain stab. If you try to pick every single target out of the line, you know, maybe you mess up, maybe somebody turns around. Better to get the ones that are easy, you know, get the low-hanging fruit immediately. You know, I'd rather 3 completely safe stabs than, you know, trying to go for a 4th and trying to, you know, backpedal to catch him, and standing in the middle of a big group of enemies is not the best place to do that. And right there, I thought for sure I had his back, Mr. Road Warrior with no health left, but not quite close enough. The backstab physics are a very unique thing, and you really can develop a feel for them. Like, I kind of knew as soon as I slashed at him that it wasn't going to take, but I knew that his back was theoretically in front of me, so I couldn't resist. But this round is coming to an end, luckily for me. No one, you see there? A great example. I'm standing in the middle of 2 people trying to stab. That was a pretty horrible side stab, because he was more or less looking at me. And I am being burned, and so I just kind of kited him toward the mini-sentry, like, yeah, let's go over here. Surely, if you want to fight me, you can fight me over here, where the rest of my team is bombarding the area with random bullets and explosions and so forth. So I come in here, trying to push the cart again, even though there's another pyro, probably the same pyro, I don't know, I think I shot the first pyro, but another pyro lights me on fire. I retreat once again for health and ammo, and this time the medic actually popped an Uber on me completely out of nowhere. Maybe he thought, you know, he'd see my name on the board a couple times, like, we'll see what the spy can do. I get a lucky stab on a pyro, because it really was kind of sideways, it wasn't dead on, and was going to try to shoot some people to death, because obviously they're going to look at you. You can't, like, walk around them in a circle and stab them in the ass. But I got an air blasted off the ledge, which was really fine, because the Uber was about to be over, and I didn't want to be in the middle of everybody anyway. So that push was sufficient to get the point. There I am, tied for first. I was pretty pleased with that. And if you ask me, the reason for that is as much the people that I stabbed as my ability to stab them, because it takes 2 to tango, and it takes 2 to get backstabbed. So thank you so much for watching. As always, I do greatly appreciate it. Do like if you liked it, and I will catch you next time. Peace.